Well, we heard all the ruckus from the cows, so we're up and about. My wife is going to release the chickens. I'm just going to come out here and put the feed out for them. And once you release them, they're going to all come running around here to get all this feed. So let's see where they're going to be coming from. So this morning I've got some scrap metal I'll be doing. Here they come. Everybody comes a running. They know where it's at. Yeah, so this morning I've got some scrap metal and I'll be doing. So I got all these bicycles out of a storage unit and some other junk that's in the yard, an old grill. I had all these on the trailer, but before I can get the scrap metal in early in the week, I had to use the trailer. So I had to unload everything to use the trailer. You had to take the gator into the shop. You had to take the gator into the John Deere. Yeah, I had to take the side-by-side into John Deere for the servicing, just its regular servicing. So we did that today. Got the trailer empty, and now this morning I'll be loading the trailer up and get all of this junk out of the yard and off to the scrap metaling. So there she goes. She doesn't want to be on the camera. She's gonna go play with the chickens. She releases the chickens most mornings. She enjoys watching them come out and eat. So we'll be doing that. And since we're up and feeding the chickens and the cows are still calling, I'm gonna just go ahead and break down and give them a bag of cubes. You know, I'm just a softie. So this is inside the shop. This is another trailer I'm working on. Let me see, let me go back around the other way. I'm replacing a winch. So this was the old winch that was on it. Winch went bad. The solenoid and everything went bad, and it's really crazy. To buy the solenoid and replace the bad parts cost just as much to buy a totally new winch. So we went ahead and we bought this Badland ZXR 12,000. So I'm in the middle of installing that. And what happened is the holes that were drilled for the old winch, it's like half an inch too big or too wide. So you can see that I put it in here, but it doesn't sit well. So I'm gonna have to lift this back up and come on this side here and drill another hole just about a half an inch so that this can fit in perfect. So I should have that done sometime this weekend. Reconnect all the wires and get everything done. Put everything back in the box. But it's a crazy time where to buy this box by itself is costing almost as much as buying and replacing the entire winch. And then also this name brand, the box of this name brand, I was online hunting for it, couldn't really find the box. But as you start buying the pieces and the parts to get everything repaired, you're like, golly, I'm into a couple $100. Whereas this winch itself was like $299. So I'm like, let's just buy a new winch. But I got distracted. Let's go back to getting some feed for these cows. So I normally buy it by the pallet. And in years past, I'll buy 2 pallets before we go into the winter, because the winter time the feed always tends to go up. But this year I just bought 1 pallet, because in the past when I buy 2 pallets, by the new year 1 pallet is starting to mildew and I gotta throw a lot of it away. So I bought 1 pallet at the beginning of the winter, and then I went off and got another pallet, I think 2 weekends ago. So now this bag I have is the last from the old pallet, and now we have the new pallet of range cubes. Let me take this on out there to the cows. Yep, this is what all of the combustion has been about this morning. So everybody is now looking happy. They've quieted down because they know they're about to get it. So, okay, girls, look out. Move out of my way. There's everybody. They're gonna follow me over here and start running over to the trough. Now, I've figured out another reason why these girls were calling all morning. See, across the street, my neighbor, they get like a couple hold on, let me take care of this so that they don't get too excited. They're all gonna start circling me and circling this bag until I give it to them. The good thing is these heifers, yearlings, so they're still young. They're just coming up on 14, 15 months old. So they're not big and they're not bossy. I can still push them around. Now the mamas, on the other hand, I can't push the mamas around. And then I have this one here is a first-time mama right there, and her sister exactly on the opposite side of her. She's a first-time mama. Everybody else is a yearling, and we'll start doing the artificial insemination starting next month, and then the month after that we'll probably start doing some embryo transfer. But that's everybody, and these are the two babies right here. But yeah, like I started to say, is across the street, my neighbor they normally get a few, I'm sorry, trying to put the string and pick up everything in this bag with one hand. Yeah, but my neighbor, they normally get a few 18-wheeler load of calves, and they are in the business of getting the calf, putting the weight on the calf, and then returning the calf. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I might get this completely wrong, they make money based on how much weight they can get on the calf within a certain time frame. And it seems to be pretty lucrative. They have a very good recipe that has worked well for them. But where I'm going with the conversation, whenever they get a new load of calves, that new load of calves is very loud and vocal because they may have just been pulled off of their mamas. So after I checked my cows this morning, the earlier video, the cows were just calling all morning for about 20 plus minutes. And I finally just got out of bed to check, see what's wrong with them. And they were fine, nothing was wrong. But as I was going back inside, went back to the other side of the house, I heard all the calves across the street just calling like crazy. And my cows were responding. I'm assuming they were responding to them. But I think that's what had them all in a uproar this morning. We have those new calves, and I'm just looking across, because across the street from me, guys cut hay earlier, and they're just starting to collect the hay. And hay right now is at a premium price, so they've got all the trucks and tractors over there collecting the hay. Flip the camera. Yeah, they're all going to be going over there loading up their hay and taking it to wherever they're taking it. So there's another truck coming in. So I was just looking at that. When it came in, it was rattling, making a lot of noise. But that's some good hay they have across the street. But it's all good. Well, let me shut this down and get this day started. I've got to go turn off the lights and close the door. I fed them already. See, my wife, she's got a handful of feed. She cracks me up because she always finds a favorite in the animals, and she always takes them something a little bit extra, you know. So I keep telling her, be real careful playing favorites with the animals because the other ones get very mad. And it sounds crazy, but they're just like big kids. If you find and they see you starting to favorite one or two, the others will start to bully that one or two that you're favoriting. And years back, she picked one chicken that she started to favor. The dogs were getting along with all the chickens and everybody was living in harmony in the yard. And that one little chick that she started to favor, man, the dogs got a hold of that thing and tore that thing up. And after they tore it up, the crazy part was they took it around back and they tried to bury the thing. All the other chickens were fine, but that one she was favoring, and she still tells me that's not the reason, but we know that's the reason. We all have a good day. Be safe. I'll talk to you later.